Welcome to Poetry Changes Lives. Here it is, the book Poetry Changes Lives in a hardcover version. There's also a paperback. Here's the paperback. It's a book of poetry, history and a thought for the day. Each day you can dip into it. PoetryChangesLives.com is the website. On this day, in 1170, that's 900 years ago or so, Thomas Beckett, Archbishop of Canterbury, was murdered in his cathedral by followers of the English king at the time, Henry II. It was the culmination of years of legal and verbal conflict and argument between the king and the archbishop and pope over who had the real power. When finally the exasperated King Henry expressed himself in frustration in court, I think he said, "Who will rid me of this troublesome priest?" Some of his courtiers interpreted this as a wish that Henry wanted Beckett killed, which was probably correct, actually. And 4 knights took it upon themselves to go to Canterbury with all their weapons and armour and confront the Archbishop, who was about to start a service in the cathedral at Vespers. Beckett refused to listen to them, and the knights were so incensed with rage that they grabbed their weapons and killed him on the spot, brutally, in front of the congregation. They hacked him to death with their swords, and it was a dreadful sight, a dreadful event. Shocked entire Christendom, which in effect was the entire Western Europe. And Henry and his knights were condemned and made to do penance. Henry, I think, had to wear sackcloth and go to confession every day for months and that sort of thing. Well, it was a big event, and Chaucer, writing a couple of hundred years later, his famous Canterbury Tales, of course, is the story of pilgrims going on pilgrimage from London down to Canterbury to the shrine of Thomas Beckett, who was by then a saint, martyred in the view of the Catholic Church for his opposition to the power, the unjust power of the king. And it all came to Chaucer's writing the most beautiful story that is unforgettable, really. One of the first bits of truly English writing that we possess, his Canterbury Tales, all because of that dreadful event in 1170, the murder of Archbishop Beckett. I'm going to read a little bit of Canterbury Tales, first in the original Old English and then in the modern English version. Here we are, the prologue. When that April in his showers soaked, the drought of March hath pierced to the root, and bathed every vein in such liquor, of which virtue engendered is the flower, and small fowls maken melody, that sleepen all night with open eye. So pricketh him the nature in her courage, then longen folk to go on pilgrimage. And the English version, modern English, is, when April with his showers sweet with fruit, the drought of March has pierced unto the root, and bathed each vein with liquor that has power to generate therein and sire the flower. And many little birds make melody, that sleep all night with open eye. So nature pricks them on to ramp and rage. Then do folk long to go on pilgrimage. Such a delightful story. England was such a beautiful, simple place in those days. Today I reflect on arrogance and the need for true humility. Thank you for listening today. I wish you a good day.